I played that whole song. Hey, we're live. Welcome to John and Lila,
Hey.
magical motherfuckers of Monday morning.
I
How y'all doing out there?
love
Hope all
you.
is well. Let me turn this on because if not, I can't see because it's like a delay on the screen over here.
Yeah.
Um, yes.
Welcome, friends. Bear with us while we share all the places.
Yes. Let's do this. Let's do this. Um, I guess can't have this done before we do it. So there, there we are. Okay. Now I can see
Woohoo.
you people if you guys ask questions, catch stones, or comments. I can see it. Uh so
So you are talking to us about not quitting.
never give up, never quit, never stop.
Yeah. Did you see
Uh
my stories?
huh?
Did you see my stories?
Now you gave me some stories.
I shared my stories. I was like, John's talking to us about not quitting because I quit often. It was all you.
So here's the piece about it. When that shows up, and the way it comes is that uh I I realize that sometimes I act like a little bitch when shit doesn't go my way. And the universe has always got my back. Always. God, creator, whoever you want to call him, always has had my back. Since I was a little kid. I recognize that. But I get to the point that when things don't show up the way I want them to show up, I'm that little kid with the checkers or the ball or the jacks, whatever. I'm going home. I don't want to play no more. Uh, and and part of it is because it's frustrating because so I'm gonna give this story here. Yesterday, uh, I'm going through a lot, and I realize that I'm acknowledging that I'm going through a lot right now. I'm going through a lot with my
Mhm.
wife and her health. I'm going through a lot for my parents. Can't get out there. Don't want to leave her Tori now because the last time I left town, her ass went back to the hospital, and I was like, and I know I can't stop that. I can't stop any of that, but it's just a pain in my butt. Uh, and I know that like people get in a space where they want to just quit because what's the use? What's the purpose? When the verdict came
Mhm.
out of Rittenhouse, I think is his name, people probably
Mhm.
like, what the fuck? I know, and it's kind of funny because when that verdict came out, I was cracking up because I was like, all the people and the commentators and everybody acting surprised. I was like, these motherfuckers act like we in Hollywood and this is a motherfucking movie. You knew this shit was gonna happen. You saw how the judge was saying stuff that he wasn't a victim and all that bullshit. I was like, it was a soap opera. And
Mhm.
so all those places that people wanted to quit because they don't think in the United States, I know people outside the United States don't have this problem. Bullshit. You do too. You just might not know it. But anyway,
It's a
uh,
different problem. Your problem looks slightly
yeah,
different than ours.
yeah. But my whole purpose of saying that is, what's up, Tara? What's up? How you doing?
Hey, Tara.
Glad you could be here, Tara. I'm so happy you could be here. And people don't beat me up if I don't pronounce your name right. Say something to my ass.
I was about
Because
to say that too, because you said Tara and I said Tara, and I'm like, correct
Tara,
us.
Tara, Tara, Tara. She's not a terror. She's Tara. Anyway, so there's points where you get in your life where you just want to throw in the towel. Kathy, my sister, I missed you yesterday on Soul Shine Sunday, but you'll get a copy of it. But anyway, we got into some deep shit yesterday. Uh, it was dope, but quitting, stopping, giving up. So about 3 years ago, I thought the sky was falling when my mom was diagnosed, maybe 4 years with dementia. And I was like, well, I got this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go on this. And and I just and I get into a spot that if I like I said, if I can't get something, I want to just run away. I just want to run away because it's not showing up the way I desire. I can't change things. I can't impact things. I'm somebody who I know I can't fix shit. I know I facilitate stuff, but I can't fix. But I but I'm a bad motherfucker. I'm a powerful dude. I come from a lineage of a lot of powerful people. John, you can say my name anyway. It's magical. Okay, sister.
Aw.
Uh, Appreciate you. Uh, but so yesterday, let me go back to yesterday. So yesterday, I finished doing Soul Shine Sunday, and then I had a brother that's incarcerated, and his girlfriend friend asked me would I talk to him, and I was like, sure. And if somebody's willing to put effort in something, I'm gonna go 100% with them. But when I hung up, I was like, I ain't making no fucking money with this. This is my business. And I ain't making no
Yeah.
money. I mean, it's like going to Dunkin' Donuts, but who eats Dunkin' Donuts? Let's go Voodoo Donuts in Portland or Denver or wherever, Miami, wherever they have those. And you go there and they just giving donuts away. At some point, that donut shop gonna stop because one, they ain't got no energy. Two, they can't pay the bills and they can't turn on electricity and shit. So shit ain't gonna work. So I'm to the point like, what do I do and be so I don't have to just quit? I mean, like sometimes, like when I do classes, it's like nobody shows up, and I'm like, well, maybe nobody wants to hear it. But then a few people there were like, oh, it's dope. And I'm like, okay. And so I say that never quit because sometimes the universe, not sometimes, 99.9% of the time, the universe is actually planning for something right around the corner. When you stop, you might be 1 foot away from, damn, a blessing in disguise. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Uh,
I hear you.
uh, so why quit and keep going? Keep going. So like when I got up this morning, I got up at 4 o'clock. Look at the clock, and I sent my sister Sharia. Uh, she said, "Hey, what's up?" And I said, "Getting ready to go do this thing," and uh, was went to bed kind of early. And she said, "Why do you say ugh?" The ugh, and getting here to the county and working with kids, I love doing that. I think I'm really good at that. I know, fuck, I know I'm good at that. So it's like it's one of my MJ moves. For those who don't know who MJ is, that's Michael Jordan. But I got to make sure references because some people are younger. They're like, "Who's that?" Uh,
Yeah.
but my point of this morning is that what is it like for some of you guys out there that um, you get to the board point and you hit a wall? What if that wall is just a rest stop, like in on
I was
freeway?
gonna say I lay down at the wall and cry and yell at God.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah,
go-to move for the wall.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I say that I quit, but I really don't. Like, let's be honest about it.
I knew that. I wasn't
Um,
gonna call you on that shit, but I was waiting for you to say something different. But
but like I guess the reason that I say it that way is because one of my lovely friends said to us, we have a wellness roundtable. And
okay.
now it's monthly, it's once a month. We were meeting every Monday.
Hmm.
She said to us in our last call, though, we're not machines. Like, we're beings and bodies. These bodies have needs. Like, and stress affects these bodies. Um, Positively and negatively. Like stress can positively affect our bodies. And so when I reach a point where I just can't anymore because it's not working, um, I typically stop. And there have been very few things where I've been like, fuck this shit. Like, I quit. I'm done. I don't want it no more. And usually when I get to I quit, I'm done. I don't want it anymore. Is when the universe is like, here, child.
Yeah,
But usually I'm just like, well, I'm gonna like cry, yell at God, and take a nap.
yeah.
Try again later.
And, and and
Um,
and I agree with that because what happens is that it's frustrating, and I'm gonna say this: don't allow that emotion of defeat. I don't know if it's a defeat emotion, but that energy of defeat or not moving forward trick you because it might just be trickery that's right around you because like if I wouldn't have said yes to the sister about talking to her friend on the phone, I believe that he's going to create something while he's incarcerated that's going to impact somebody at the prison. This might even impact some guard that changes the universe in that spec. And then just keep on asking for bigger things to show up. A lot of times, especially I'm gonna say for me, like I looked at this cologne on Amazon, and it was $98. And I was like, whoa, well, let me wait and see if it can go down in price. And I was just like, what is that? Now, some people were like, this is very trivial, but where have we been indoctrinated to think that that's a lot of money instead of asking the universe to show us how to create more of that? Now, some people say, well, John, you're talking capitalistic. Unfortunately, fortunately, I was born in the fucking United States. It ain't a socialist country. It's a capitalistic country.
Right.
So capital is what
Yeah.
make this motherfucker run. So I can act all the Jay-Z don't worry about that stuff because he could, and people might not like it. I'm on this Jay-Z kick right now because I was in resistance. And like Darth Vader would say in his Darth Vader voice, resistance is futile, John. Move forward. But where is it that all those places where you feel that you want to stop or you've made the wrong choice? It's trickery. It's just self-judgment. Even to take it this far, last week they had a position here for a temporary manager for a unit here. And I sit back and I calculate because I can go back and look how much they make. I've been in the county for 31 years. I would have been a supervisor like 15 years ago. 15 years of 6 figures makes up sweet ass retirement.
Yeah.
So I've been in all this judgment of what I've done with young people in community and doing this other piece. And it's like, I gave that up. And so right now, I think I play this game, and this is where I'm saying be in question because and it's not about and right now I'm talking about money, but it's not about money. It's the energy of being able. What I realize is that what more can I do if I have more money?
I was gonna ask, does a money call need to happen? Um, there's a lot. Keep talking. It'll get
Yeah.
clearer.
And I hope this is a contribution for somebody out here because uh, Monday mornings is the Monday that people really want to give up, especially Monday mornings before holiday time in the United States because
At
depression
9
starts.
a.m. I don't know if this stat is still real, but most suicides in the US happen at 9 o'clock on Monday mornings.
Yeah, because
Or
what
heart
happens?
attacks.
Yeah, hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
and what happens is that because that's the other thing of perception of energy. And I'm gonna say this, and people are like, "Oh, John, I can hear people saying this, but shut the fuck up. Just turn to the next channel. Don't pay
Just
attention."
say it.
Uh, Depression is one form of awareness of other people's shit.
Mm,
That's just my position. And I think that a lot of times money comes, you want to give up instead of returning that shit to somebody else.
yeah.
Return to sender. What I mean by that, and I say that a lot of times, when you turn something to something who created it, it might not be yours to take care of.
Yeah.
It might not be yours to take care of. What would it look like to give it back to the person so that they can deal with it? Because sometimes you're intervening and that makes you feel like blah. But if you give it back to them, they can deal with their own stuff once you send it back to them with acknowledgement that they can. See,
Yeah.
that's the magic of us being interconnected. You know, I think that a lot of us lose sight of the importance of who and what we are to each other. Uh, like I said, I think the verdict thing that happened last week here, I wasn't disappointed in the court system because I work for the court system and it doesn't work. Never has done. Never has been.
Word. It,
It's
it
a
does work. It
for
does
yeah,
exactly what it was
it was
built
supposed
to
to do.
do.
Yeah, exactly. There's no justice. So people looking for justice. It's a practice. They practice law. Motherfucker practice law. You don't practice basketball when you're in an NBA game. They playing the game. They practice. They doing the damn thing. Listen to what people say to you. They tell you the truth, but you don't listen to it. Just
Yeah.
something to think about. I mean, anyway, that's another segue, but I don't want to go down that slippery slope. Uh, but being in a space where uh, so so what helped me get out of this, I guess I should go to this point of like not quitting. Uh, for me not to quit, I start having conversations with John. And this looks a little bit like this. Hey, dude, get over that shit. But I don't want to. It ain't that serious, motherfucker. The sky is falling. Ask a fucking question. I don't know how. You're fucking pathetic. That's not a question. Okay. Everything that allows this to exist, can we destroy and uncreate it? This is from my friend.
Yes.
And so what happens is you start taking this shit apart and you start just asking, well, like when I do some of the groups with the DV brothers, I keep on telling them, bombard yourself with questions until you find a space of ease. Good morning, Brother Ascari.
Mm.
Bombard yourself with a set of questions until you find space. And space, and see, here's the other piece about feeling that quitting and stuff. You have to give yourself time to have space with you. Not time, but space. You have to give space for you to be you. Prayer, meditation, silence.
I
What's up,
don't
Elaine?
like those.
What's up? Huh?
So they
But,
don't
but
like.
but here's the real shit on this. A lot of people don't want to spend time with themselves, and the antidote to all this bullshit is you. And
Yeah.
pissing up on yourself and loving of yourself and take. I mean, like for example, I know that I love my wife unconditionally. I know some people is like, there's no such thing as unconditional love. Yeah, okay, well, whatever. Okay. Right. In this 10 seconds, I love Tori unconditionally. So everybody else can kiss my ass with all that shit. What does Kathy say? Looking forward to the deep, looking
Oh.
forward to deep delve into yesterday's Sunshine Sunday was celebrating my daughter's B-Day when you were live. Be curious, y'all. Be the energy. Love you both.
Cedric, is that your last name or your middle name?
Cedric Ennis, that's his
Yeah.
last name. Yes. Uh, that's
That name is
that's
really
like my brother from another mother. He lives in Denver, so he's a real close family friend, family
that name
brother.
is really special to me. I'll tell you more about it later.
Okay. So anyway, uh,
You're loving Tori unconditionally, but
yeah,
and
and so, but you need a break. Like right now, my dad is taking care of my mom, and my biggest concern for my dad when we going out there is to give him a break. I don't care how much you love somebody, how hard you put it on, and getting out of this reality of the judgment of, oh, you have to do this all the time for this person. No, you
we're
don't.
not built.
Yeah.
We're not machines.
Yes. Yes.
Um, we need not just breaks, but change of scenery. Like, regardless, we need a
Yeah.
village. We were built to live in community,
Yeah.
and not living in community makes you want to
Yeah.
quit.
Exactly. Exactly. And have the understanding that, like I said, I've been in this field for 31, going on 32 years, I think, and I can't fix nobody. I can only facilitate somebody if they want to choose it. And in the last 3, 4 years, I got that, and I let it go. Man, if somebody dies, somebody kills himself, if they kill somebody, that's not me. That's their choice. That's the choice with the other person. I know that sounds very, 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 you know, and that's the mechanical piece that people get caught up on. I think that in a building like where I'm working right now, where people think that they have to do. Anytime you hear I have to, I ought to, I must, run like motherfucking Forrest Gump.
I
Run.
am still removing that from my vocabulary. I have a
Yeah.
lot of expectations. They're very high.
Yes. And let go of the and somebody said, well, what would you do if you didn't have expectations? You would choose something different.
Live.
You live. Like here's the piece about it. Yesterday when I told you about Tori had this heart thing happening and it was in part heart anxiety, I turned my phone off and I was just like, I needed a break from the ding ding, the constant ding. It's like I told Tori this yesterday. I was like, I'm on a lot of threads because of access work that I do. And I was like, this shit ain't working for me like this. I ain't
Yeah.
happy doing this. I'm not, this phone needs to be put down a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, being you will change the world. Being you online all the goddamn time ain't gonna change nothing, but you're gonna go crazy. And
Yeah.
that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah.
And some people say, well, how do you grow your business stuff? Well, you be you. And I think that that's part of the thing that I'm talking myself through this. If you simply be you and choose and be willing to change your choice every 10 seconds with no judgment of wrongness or rightness, you would be a lot more at ease. And you
Yeah.
wouldn't want to quit. You wouldn't want to give up and you could keep going. What's up, Marcy? Maurice,
I'm
Maurice,
also just gonna throw in my own
what's up, my brother?
personal awareness that I need to be well resourced. Like you
Hmm.
were talking a few minutes ago about loving on yourself, and um, that that has been hard for me. I have been a caregiver for decades. Yes, I'm that old, but also no, I started early.
It's,
um, my mom, like my family, is all addicts of something. The ones that didn't choose alcoholism and hard drugs opted for religion.
yeah,
So there's a lot of addiction in my family. And the humans that raised me, my mother, my grandmother, my grandfather, were all alcoholics.
yeah,
And so I was taking care of other people before I was really capable of taking care of me. So like 35 plus years later, I'm just fucking tired.
yeah. And, and
And
and then you don't have to get there. That's the thing that I want to tell people. There is a way. You don't have to go to the wall.
yeah, talk to us about not going to the wall.
I mean, what happens is that take the stories that you and I are telling each other, telling them, and use them. You don't have to wait to get. I mean, really, I'm really getting to the point that uh, I don't know how my business is going to show up. I'm going to do very well in my business of consciousness and facilitation, and I'm not going to kill myself in the process. I'm gonna have fun.
No,
I'm gonna have
we're just gonna give a lot of classes. It's gonna be
yeah,
great.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm not killing myself with that because what happens is I watch people just go, go, go. It's like occasionally I like to take a car ride on a vacation because I get to acknowledge the plants, the animals, the scenery. When you go on an airplane, you don't see shit. You're moving too fast. And what's that analogy? How's that analogy plug into your living right now? Are you always on a fucking plane in living? What would it look like to
Mm,
get in the car and slow the hell down and acknowledge all the gifts that the creator has given you? And
yeah.
that's when I'm ready to quit. I have to my way out of the quitting chamber, the stopping chamber, giving up chamber is acknowledgement, awareness, and gratitude.
Mm,
That's the key that actually starts to open all this up. I have in this process of what's going on with my mom and my this possibility I'm gonna call it with Tori. I have friends that constantly check on me. I'm so grateful for people just and I guess going back to that uh, verdict with Rittenhouse, I'm disappointed in people not being more connected to each other. That anybody can find it reasonable for a kid to pick up a gun and go to another state and shoot it. I don't care what the fuck he looked like. And I know the racism, so don't tell me about that shit. So
Yeah.
I know that I know if it was my son who did that shit, the judge would not be like he wouldn't
Hardcore.
have said that shit, you know.
Yeah.
So fuck that motherfucker too. Uh, but my point of what I'm saying is the dis the disharmony, the fitting in to just fit in, and people today shit should be shut down because of the verdict that came out of all people. We're not going to tolerate that. And here's the piece about it. If when you continue to have it, I don't care you white, black, poor, rich, brown, green, whatever the fuck, that type of shit is going to continue the madness around the planet. It's a
Yeah.
can't. And see, that's the come I can't stop because I have connection to that type of energy. And it's like, and here's the piece. I ain't mad. I realize it may take another 2 or 3 centuries for people to get their shit together on being connected more. I
We're
realize,
getting there.
yeah, yeah. It's very slow. It's a slow. It's like making a soup. You simmer it. You don't
Yeah.
boil it. You simmer this shit.
Yeah.
There's
We're at the angry phase of healing right now. We're
yeah. I
not
mean,
quite angry enough yet,
yeah,
but
yeah,
we're
yeah,
at the angry
yeah.
phase.
And also what I noticed with this, like the reason that I want to be more and doing more in consciousness is that there's different points of view with everything.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times when people get in consciousness, they elevate themselves so that they're not connected to others. I'm not saying you have to buy into other people's energy, but I cook. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a scenario. If I take water and I start to boil it, if I drop onions in there and garlic, celery, eventually, even before I add any sodium-based product, the water is going to start to be affected by these ingredients, and they start to expand. They take up space in the soup. I add sodium, and then I add a protein. If I drop something called a tomato, the color is not going to change to a pinkish reddish thing. That's how we fucking are in this thing called living. We're the ingredient. A lot of people want to go conscious and put themselves way off. They don't want to get in the pot. Fuck that. I'm in the
Get in the
goddamn.
pot.
And what happens is, so then you're going, of course, you're going to have this analogy all the time where you're going back and forth about, am I doing the right thing? I want to stop. But that's when you take yourself out of the soup, take a deep breath, like, woo, that's hot, or woo, that's cold. Let me figure out something different. But that's just my analogy on that shit.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
And I would love to pull on that a little bit more, but you're gonna turn into a pumpkin in 2 minutes.
Yes. Yes.
So Sunday,
Sunday.
what is happening?
Oh, so Friday I'm doing a free
SOP? Is
SOP.
that
If you go on my
Friday?
website, this Friday after Thanksgiving at 10 to it's only 20 minutes. It's not a 4 hours, 20 minutes. It's not recorded. You got to be present. You got to have your camera on. It's my gift of gratitude for the planet to other people that I'm offering SOP sessions. I think I have space for 100 people,
I'm so
and
glad you said that because in my brain it was Sunday.
it's
I'd have
Friday.
missed it.
Yeah, right. But
It's Friday the
I'm
26th,
gonna put
friend.
some stuff on Facebook and Instagram so people can see that, and YouTube so people can see what I have a list of all the things I'm doing from here to our thing that we're doing in December.
Yeah.
I have a bars
Talk to
class
the
in Portland.
entities is after that.
What's that?
Talk to the
It
entities
needs to be the
is
following weekend, but the day after Friday, this coming Saturday, I'm actually doing a bars class here in Portland area. Tori and I teaching bars.
oh,
So anybody
Portland
want
friends, go get your bars run.
yeah, come and check out the class. We would love to have you at the house. I cook soup or whatever for the meal in between. You get me and bars class and Tori together. Woo, how much fun. But I have a minute and I'm gonna turn orange and I'm not wanting to look like our ex-president. So I am gonna go back and get ready to see some wonderful kids for today.
I
It's
love
always a
you.
pleasure. Love y'all. Peace.
Bye, friends.
Bye-bye.